Esteemed guests, my professors, and my dear friends, a very good afternoon to you all. It's truly an honor to stand before you today as we gather to observe International Women's Day in advance. A warm welcome to each one of you. Let's begin by extending a heartfelt welcome to our SW, Miss Dr. Priya B. Frank. Welcome you, ma'am. I would also like to welcome our esteemed speaker and guest for today, Mrs. Sapna Shenoy. Welcome you, madam. I wish to extend a warm welcome to departmental heads, faculty, staff, and all my vibrant friends gathered here. Welcome you all. Now I would like to call upon Ms. Dhanya Shidvi from third year CS to join for the prayer.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಗಳು ಕಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿದಿಗೆ ತೊಡಕು ತೋರದಿರುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯೋ ಕಟ್ಟು ಸಂಸಾರ ನೆಲೆಗಟ್ಟು ಧೂಳೊಡೆಯದಿರುವುದು ತಾನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯದ ಗಾಧನೆಯಿಂದ ಸವಿ ಮಾತು ಸಲ್ಲಲಿದ ನಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂಬರಿಯುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಗಳು ಕಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿವಿಗೆ ತೊಡಕು ತೋರದಿರುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ದಣಿವಿರದ ಸಾಧನೆಯು ಸಫಲತೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ ತೋಳ ನೀಡಿರುವುದು ತಾನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸುವಿಚಾರ ನಿರ್ಮಲ ಜಲದೊಸರು ಹರಿದು ಕಾಲರೂಢಿಯ ಮರಳೊಳಿಂಗಿ ಕೆಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನೆಮ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನವನು ಧರ್ಮವಸು ವಿಶಾಲತೆಯ ಪೂರ್ಣತೆಗೆ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಬಂಧನ ರಹಿತ ಸುಖದ ಸ್ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲಿಸೈ ಪಿತನಂಬ ನಾಡೆಚ್ಚರಿರಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಗಳು ಕಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿವಿಗೆ ತೊಡಕು ತೋರದಿರುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಗಳು ಕಿರದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗಿರದು.
Thank you, Dhanya. International Women's Day, celebrated worldwide on March 8th, commemorates women's achievements, struggles, while also highlighting their contributions to the society across various sectors. In this regard, I wish to call on our SW, Dr. Priya V. Frank, to address us all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed guests, Ms. Sapna Shenoy, the IEEE chairperson, Ms. Ashwini, my dear colleagues and my dear student friends. A wonderful opportunity that you have today to listen to Ms. Sapna Shenoy. I think the MC will give her detailed biodata later on. Encourage the program which is planned for you all. These are the programs we are conducting this week on behalf of Women's Day celebration. You know when is Women's Day? When is Women's Day? March 8th. Entire this week is taken as Women's Day. Rather, I can say all the 365 days. All the 365 days have to be dedicated for why both? Pardon me? Equality, gender equality. Yes, you say gender equality, but while working, women have to take all the responsibilities. That is the fact, isn't it? Isn't it? No, if it is no, it is good. How many of you say no? How many of you say no? It's good if you say no. All of you are taking the equal responsibility. So, Madam will be talking about managing financial strategies, which is a very, very important topic, need of the hour. So, without wasting time, I wish you all the best. Listen to Madam Sapna Shenoy. Take the inputs, whatever given by her, inculcate in your life. So, thank you for giving me an opportunity.
So without wasting much time, I now call on Mr. Aditya to kindly introduce our guest for us.
Ms. Sapna Shenoy is a force in investment services and financial literacy. With over 11 years of experience, she is not just a professional but also an educator dedicated to empowering others. Starting her career with renowned firms like Franklin Templeton and SDFC Mutual Funds, Ms. Sapna ventured into entrepreneurship in 2016, establishing her own firm in Mangalore. Her commitment to financial education is commendable. As a registered trainer with the NSC, she has impacted over 40,000 students. Her expertise has been recognized by institutions like Karnataka State Higher Education Council, where she conducts faculty development programs. She is also a speaker, panelist, and a trainer for prestigious organizations nationwide. As the faculty development programs, she is also a speaker, panelist, and a trainer for prestigious organizations nationwide. As the charter president of the newly launched BNI AGNI chapter, Mrs. Sapna continues to inspire and lead in her community.
So without much ado, the floor is over to you, madam. Thank you. Take this opportunity to thank our student welfare officer, Dr. Priya Frank, for having graced the occasion. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. Almost 2 seconds for you to realize, right? Wake yourself up. I know you're from here for attendance. I don't even have to inquire. I know. And I think this is in 11 years of my experience. Am I audible? Yes. In 11 years of my experience, being invited as a guest and panelist and to do sessions for Women's Day. This is the first time I have a full house with men in the house. Please give a round of applause to each other. I would say this is one of the most special events that I have been part of for Women's Day, that I get to address men on the Women's Day. Because Women's Day is not meant only for women. Why should the men be left apart? Right? I'm not here to start a war, don't worry. Okay? I'm not going to give you a yarn about equality and all that. I'm only here to speak about personal finance and how we could bridge that gap between the gender when it comes to finance, especially personal finance. Okay. I have a question for all of you. Who is this man? Who is it? Not Amitabh Bachchan. Not smart. That is his wife, the man in between. Who is it? All big boss people here. Don't.
Virendra Kumar somebody. Virendra Kumar somebody.
No. Yes, Mr. Sushil Kumar.
Sushil.
And I'm sure you were in school when he won the KBC. He won 5 crores in 2011. Okay. Okay. Now, why is he here? What is this man doing here in my PPT? Is he won 5 lakhs, 5 crores? His dream was to be an IAS. He didn't end up doing that. He won KBC. And no doubt that he was one of the most intelligent men that time in India. Yes or no? Yes. Now the problem here is, though he won 5 crores, in another couple of years he was bankrupt. He was bankrupt. He built a big house. Everybody's dream is have to own a house, right? Everybody. He also done the same thing. He spent almost 1 crore to build a big house, a bungalow. And then there were people who would ask to, ask for charity and help, financial help. He was generous enough to give. He was a nice man. And then there were people. You have the money. We have the business idea. Let's exchange it and create big businesses and create more wealth. In just 2-3 years after all this was happening, he found himself that he had no money left with him. He had to sell his house, his dream house, and go back to his family business of selling milk from the cows his family owned for his normal living expenses. What we learn from this is personal finance has nothing to do with how smart or intelligent you are. What a statement to make, at the beginning of my session. Your smartness and intelligence has nothing to do with how you could manage your money and create wealth out of that money. So if you think, oh, personal finance, we're all engineering students, what are we doing here? You're in the right place. Learning the right stuff. Don't worry. Before that, let me ask you. I understand the first reason why you're here is attendance. Second might be because you don't have an escape. What would be the third personal reason you're here? That was the second option. They don't have a choice. You don't give them a choice. I'm just kidding. When it comes to personal finance, as I have said, it's for students. Is there anything that I'm expecting me to address? What's the point of me coming all the way from Mangalore to spend time with you so that I can give some invaluable information to help your future and you don't use it? So 1 or 2 of you raise your hand, or you want to speak in Kannada, Tulu, Hindi, 3 languages I understand. Konkani, no problem. You don't have to only answer in English. These are the 4 or 5 languages I understand. You can speak in those languages. Language is not an issue in my class. 1 or 2 of you, just tell me what is it that you expect. I have 3 ladies here. So privileged to be among the ocean of boys sitting in the classroom. What is it?
Maybe give us the initial nudge, what we can do to start with our personal finance.
Oh, nice. Initial nudge to start with something with finances, with money and nothing. Boys, come on. I'm not here to do this one way. I can see all of you don't hide your faces.
How to build a dream house?
How to build a dream house?
Buy a Ferrari.
Sorry, no, that's not what I'll be interested in. What is motivating you to sit back and not run away. There's no goal? Yes. Tell me. No. Why are you so scared? I'm not going to eat you up.
Ma'am, how do we become self-reliant in investing, like without anyone?
How do we
being a
become
student?
self-reliant as a student? Let me answer that. No. Good question, though, okay? Good question. But you have to figure out that you are still a student. I mean, unless you take up a job and earn money for yourself, how can you be self-reliant if you're still dependent on financially on something? Only when you are financially independent you can think about it, right? Good question. Boys, come on, I'm not going to eat you up. You just have to speak up. No questions? Aditya? Your task was only to introduce me. Then it's done with the Anybody? I'm not going to ask you guys. You are forced to sit here, I know. Again, I forced you. You never come forward in life. So, people in the back.
Diksha, you can sit here.
Anyways, I'm going to do what I am supposed to do. Please understand why I told you this story is because good investing is not about making good decisions. Because I know most of you sitting there would be like, "Hey, just give me that one thing, that one mantra that can make me rich." Sorry, there's nothing. There's nothing like that. It's about consistently not screwing up. Please understand. Creating wealth is not about that right, doing right all the time. No. It's about not doing the wrong things in your financial life. If you understand this, you will understand things about creating wealth and managing money. It's going to play. It is a video.
It's a video.
It's a video.
It's not embedded.
It is. But it's okay, we'll skip that. Because we have only boys over here. And that's something to do with the girls. So next time when I'm there, when there are girls, I will take. Okay. So this is very important. This data is something related to US. Okay. When they apply it to India, please understand that the percentages are maybe like even worse. US is a developed country. Okay. So what it says is, this is a study done by Fidelity Investments. Have you heard about Fidelity? It's a study about women and investing. Okay, how are women compared to men when it comes to investing, managing money? So this analysis tells us that this study was conducted on more than 5 million Fidelity customers. How much is 5 million? Oh, very good. Good in maths, huh? Over the last 10 years, finds that on average, women outperform their male counterparts by 40 basis points. It's the statistics that tell us women are better in investing and in finance. I'm sorry if that hurts you. I didn't expect only men to be in my audience. And while this is encouraging, it is only 1/3 of women see themselves as investors. That's very sad. 42% feel confident in their ability to save. 33% feel confident in their ability to make investment decisions. Only 35% feel confident in their non-retirement savings are invested appropriately. 14% of women say they know a lot about saving and investing. Look at the percentage. Does that make you happy? Alright, I hope you're not happy about that. Women feel confident, Women feel confident being CFO of the household, managing day-to-day finances. 75% feel confident balancing a checkbook. 68% feel confident managing a household budget. 54% feel confident making a large purchase. How many of you have a mother who is a homemaker? So that means 50% of your, raise your hand properly, man, didn't have lunches. Most of our mothers here are homemakers, almost 90%. Put your hands down. Aren't our parents really doing so much for us to give this education for us? So leave that gender equality and other stuff aside. I'm talking about your mothers here. Mother plays a very important role in your life. Just put her in this statistic. You are here doing engineering, they're giving you education. Your mother does so much to you. Is it fair, you think? Is it fair? Is it fair? No. Only 19% feel confident selecting investments. And if it is a housewife, mind you, how many of your mothers actually go to the bank do transactions? Raise your hand if you can confidently tell me. Your mother is a housewife, goes and does all transactions. Look at the hands. One sitting in the front, go back. Look at. So 90% of them raising your hand. Only 50% of you raising the hand telling she's confident walking into a bank and doing transactions and managing finances. Gender equality, all that is for us to fight with others. What about our own house? Maybe the ones who didn't raise the hand for your mother's not going to the bank doing financial transactions. It is your responsibility. Please understand that. To help them, to teach them. I'll tell you why. Because the statistics is you not remember all these things. Why do you even need? Once my session is done, you will forget me also. You'll only worry about attendance, right? This is last Saturday. I was in Mumbai. I was traveling, and I had an early flight at 5 o'clock. 5:40 was my flight, and 3 o'clock I reached. Mumbai never sleeps, and I realized that because 1 o'clock at night there was such a big line. My brain wasn't able to understand if it was the day or the night. Such a huge line, and then I met this woman named Amandeep Kaur, and we just sat. I was reading a book, and then happened to sit next to her, and she didn't know English. She spoke only Punjabi because she was from Amritsar in Punjab. And then she asked me for help to understand why was her flight late, or is it going to come to the same gate. I felt really sad about the fact that the people who are there from the airlines who are supposed to be helping this, they're into hospitality and they were not really hospitable. They were not rude, but not even a smile on their face. I understand it was night duty and at 3, 4 o'clock. And I felt, like a good citizen that I wanted to help her. Now the thing is, her story really is etched in my mind because she told me she lost her husband 5 months ago. She has her kids who are married, who are settled abroad. She was traveling alone, and she was getting constant calls from her nephew, from her son, everybody. And she happened to tell me that this was the first time she was traveling alone by herself. Just because she lost her husband, and all that travel she had done earlier is with her children, with her husband especially, and this was the first time she was traveling alone. How many women around us are equipped to do that? I'm just talking about traveling alone. Okay, fighting for equality and all that nonsense. Traveling, come on. At night, alone, being a woman, that's even a taboo thing, yes? Right? So, have we really progressed? Now, this also is not going to play. Now, why do we need to understand personal finances? Because of this one reason. Now, let us keep aside the gender thing aside, okay? It's because of inflation. Have you heard about inflation? Yes. So, what is inflation? Is the mic really working? It's working? Okay. What's inflation? You are staring at the screen, yes, but what do you understand by inflation? There's no definition for you to take. What's inflation? Inflation? Somebody
Increase
knows.
in value.
Increase in the?
Increase in price and increase in value.
Oh yes, increase in the price. Very good. What's the name?
Rachan.
Rachan, give a round of applause. So just imagine today you are spending 10,000 rupees per month. I know some of you wish you had so much money to spend. Assume, okay? The same 10,000 in 5 years would be 14,000 rupees. Increase in the price of goods and services, decrease in the price of decrease in the value of money. So for the same thing, same quantity, same quality of goods that you want to buy after 5 years, you have now you have to pay 40,000 instead of 10,000 rupees. In just 10 years, it's going to be 90,000 rupees. In 15 years, it's 27,000. And in 30 years, it's going to be how much? 76,000 rupees. It's not like you are going for the canteen today and after 30 years you're going to Starbucks. No, you're still going to the canteen only to have that chai. And now that chai from 10 rupees has become 200 rupees. That's inflation. Same quantity, same quality. So you are sitting there thinking about one mantra and trick to make money. And look at this inflation eating up all the value of your money. You're still not working. Still thinking about creating a career, getting that salary or starting that startup and business and earning that money. Look at this. No matter how hard you work, inflation works like a treadmill. How does a treadmill work? How does a treadmill work? You walk or run on that and where do you reach? Nowhere, right? No matter how fast it is. Similarly, inflation also looks into the same thing. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much you put in your efforts and give up so many things in life in order to create that wealth, it keeps pulling you back. Your financial situations are the same. You are never progressing because inflation works like a treadmill, keeps pulling you back. Now, what's the solution for this? When you were in school, did you solve some math problems, compounding, compound interest, simple interest? Where is it used? Are you using it now? Forgot it in school only? But it is, I am not giving you some math problems to solve, okay? I'm giving you two scenarios. Assume you have 1 lakh rupees and that gives you 25% per annum for 5 years. And another scenario, 1 lakh rupees, 12% for 40 years. What would you choose? How many of you would choose the first option? Raise your hand. 25%. Why not, right? Yeah. Others? How many of you say second option? Cool, yeah, you guys are all nice. 40 years. If you are in first year, second year, which year? You are just hardly 18 now. 40 years is 9, okay, sorry. 90, still teenagers. Let me tell that. 40 years mein budde ho jaoge. And you are just expecting 12%. You are okay with giving up 25%. Yeah? All good kids. Amazing. I have nothing to tell you. It's okay. Okay, given a chance in a reality, they will also choose 25%. Okay? If you're choosing 25%, you're focusing on the returns. Kitna deti hai? If it is 40%, you are thinking about the tenure. Okay, I know you are good at math and that is why you chose the second option. This would be the returns.
Inflation in 40 years, life expectancy.
Let's not go there. Let's only stick to compounding right now. I'll come to that later. Okay? There's something else. The lesson I want you to understand is something else here, okay? I want you to understand that percentage of returns is not important. Time is more important, not timing. To create wealth, it is time that is more important and not timing. Okay? Greed is a very important factor. This was just a scenario. In real life, somebody comes and tells you this policy, that policy is giving you 25%, something is giving you 12%. 42 years, 12%, who knows if I'm alive or not, just as you said. In 5 years, you get 25%. Why not? Right? If I tell you, college 10 years again, be back, will you come? You are here only for 4 years. One extra month, you'll be like, what is this? Right? People don't have patience. Rightly said. Come to savings. Okay, this is one brilliant statement that I got from the Google. Save a little money each month, and at the end of the year, you'll be surprised at how little you have. Because we come from this culture where, salpa salpa it will could happen, right? That salpa salpa will be salpa only. It will never grow. Please understand that. Just don't be, emotional fools thinking that something you're doing is better, something is better. No. When it comes to money, you have to have enough savings because investments are not going to happen without savings. Can you also share with all of us, if you don't mind? Can I proceed? Yes. Okay. So saving a little money is going to save you only little. You're not going to have enough. Okay, I'm going to take the liberty to tell this that I'm not here to waste my time. I know you all go for attendance. I'll make sure that Ashwini ma'am, I request you give them the attendance. Anybody who is not interested, please walk out. Can we do that, please? I would respect you and I'm just requesting you. If you're not interested in listening to me, I don't want to waste your time. Walk out. Do something better. Why are you wasting time there? And it is a request.
You can go from there.
Please. Anyone? No? Can I continue? I just understand that you don't want to go, but don't please sit and continue talking over there. It disturbs me. Am I clear? Thank you so much. Okay? And I'm sure you are all thinking about this. Where should you invest? According to you, where should you invest? You tell me first. Forget the things, that picture in the screen, okay? You tell me. Where should you invest? Mutual funds. Mutual fund investment is subject to market risk. What else do you know about mutual funds? Your dad invests. Good. You invest? What else? Where should you invest?
Power sector.
Where's the power sector? What investment will you do in power sector? Stocks. You tell stocks, no. Property, real estate. Gold. I just by coincidence looked at you, okay? A lot of men, Indian men all like gold. I know for a fact that I deal with clients, and when you in your 20s, it's not the women who think about gold, it's the men who think about gold. Wife will come now when she asks for wedding and I'm give no gold. So it's men who buy gold in their 20s. If you're laughing, the joke is on you. Gold then. Because I have a couple of clients who are in their 20s. Why I want to save and invest? Why buy gold for marriage? We'll be in the same place now, at least of you. What else? Where should you invest? SIPs. SIPs is a mode to invest in mutual funds. RD. It's a process is the same. Where should you invest? As students, where should you invest? How many of you have a demat account? An app? Raise your hand properly. Didn't have lunch, is it? Now you're speaking. Only one man said stocks. Look at them. You don't have a demat account also, and you're telling power sector. You have? Okay, sorry. Okay, put your hands down. So where should you invest? Which is the best investment? As students? Yes. You're saying something. The last one. There's nobody behind you to see behind. What's the best investment right now as a student? Sit. Stock market. Sit. All of you are right, but that's not the answer I'm looking at. Investing in yourself can give the best returns. Yeah, he had told, so he's telling. I told you. You should have told me directly. I would have appreciated you. He's literally like this. Next time you tell me, sir, directly. Okay, I'll appreciate it. Your friends are saying useless they are. They didn't encourage you to answer. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Please understand. I understand that you get so much influenced by the society, peer pressure, everything, and you have demat accounts, you have the apps. Please understand that the best investment can ever be for you as students is investing in yourself. I'm not telling you, please, you have to attend all the classes, be regular and get distinction or ranks or no. That's not what I mean. You should invest your time and energy in developing your skills. It can be public speaking skills, communication skills, leadership skills, all that. Keep all that investment and other things. I'm telling you as a professional, okay? All this money making, creating wealth business, keep it when you start your career. Use all your resources to make you a better person, to develop skills so that you can be employable tomorrow, or you could be somebody who can employ somebody. Please understand that. Where should you invest? Oh, thank you. Yes. And the second best option is? Second best option is? Your own small business. Being an entrepreneur is the best investment that you can ever have. Maybe the third might be real estate and stock market. Please understand that. Okay? Yeah. And also, what is this called?
Life boy.
Yes, it's called a life boy. How many of you knew that? It's not the soap I'm referring to, okay? Have you
Hey, I should be getting goodies here. Really bad.
You attended one of my sessions, so you can't answer.
Hey, no, I don't know.
Yeah, this is not sure. Have you all gone on the boat and seen this? Anybody who used it? No. So you're not been in that emergency. Okay. So is it important that boat has this? Yes. Yes. Are you like when you're taking a boat, are you praying that let me use it, I'm praying for it? No, right? In life also. Don't you think you should be ready for an emergency? A financial emergency. I don't have to explain you what a financial emergency is because you've all lived through the pandemic. You have seen people around you losing jobs, having real financial issues. Yes, it was so difficult for people to come out of it. A lot of people lost jobs, right? So financial emergency can happen to anybody. It may not be another global pandemic or a financial crisis. It can be like region-wise or a particular company-wise, personal life. Emergency can happen to anybody. Yes or no? So don't you think all of us should be prepared for this? Most of you have an demat account and maybe an app where you buy stocks and do stuff, but how many of you have a life insurance? Sorry, a health insurance. Raise your hand. Your family has a health insurance. Sure? Oh, nice. So the ones who have not raised the hand, you have not made a crime, okay? Please make sure that you go back home and make sure you have adequate health insurance cover for your family. Up to you are for 24, you can be added in your parents' policies. One health insurance policy called the family floater, which is for a family, husband, wife, that is your parents, and children up to 2 or 3, up to the age of 24 can be added to the same policy. What is it called? What health insurance policy? Family floater. Tomorrow you also are going to start a family, no? Yes? So please understand, it is not only for your family you belong to. In the future, when you get married, when you have children, family floater is the name. You don't have a health insurance, adequate health insurance policy, and you're thinking about investing and making money, no use. Years together, you'll be saving and investing and making sure that your money grows, and one emergency, everything is back to square one. Everything is wiped out. So make sure health insurance is a compulsory thing when it comes to personal finance. Second thing is building an emergency fund. If we are hospitalized, we have health insurance. If somebody dies, life insurance. Out of hospital is living, what to do? Right? So it is important for a job loss. Who is going to insure us? Natural calamity, some disability. Who is going to insure us? There's personal accidental cover, but some things are not covered, like a job loss. So each one of you, when you start working, should build an emergency fund. Everybody should have. And stop thinking that credit cards will be your emergency fund. What are the percentage of interest that credit cards charge if you miss paying back on time? Have you even thought about it? No? Not less than 35%. FD gives you how much? 7%. And credit cards, and it is very easy to miss your, payment, due payments, and get into that trap, debt trap. Please understand, as far as possible, please avoid credit cards or taking those personal loans. Personal loans to an extent, 13-14%, whatever, but credit cards charge you 35, 40, 50%. They are there to make money from you, not to help you. Please understand that. As far as possible. Of course, when if you take up a job, there will be corporate credit cards that will be given, and that's okay. But for you, stay away from loans, especially EMIs. Okay? I'll tell you why. Some of you already in education loan? Yes. Education loan and housing loan to an extent, or a business loan to an extent, is okay. Because it is help you build your career or life, future income. It helps you with increasing your future income. To an extent, if you are not fortunate enough for somebody else to help us, it's okay. If you don't own a house, if your family doesn't own a house, and you are sure that you're going to settle in the same place, investing in a house through a housing loan is also okay. To an extent. This is Subbaiah Shetty. Again, I met him in Mumbai just last Saturday. And there is this hotel in Parle called Ramakrishna. And this man said, he happened to speak to me the moment I entered in Mumbai, okay, and he started speaking to me in Kannada. I was really surprised. How does he know that I come from Karnataka? And then I knew that this belongs to the Shettys. So I asked him, from how long are you here? He said around I'm working in Mumbai and everywhere. I'm working for 51 years. He looks like he's in 70s. But the warmth and the love that he has for everybody who walks into the cafe is amazing. Comparing it to the experience that I had in the airport. These people are really paid well. They have just one job. To be nice to people, give them information. And they grumble with that. And you look at them, you don't feel like talking to them or even seeing them. And here is this man, almost in his 70s, working from 51 years. He said, my children told me, they keep telling me don't work, but I like doing this. What a passionate man. I really wish, I will be as energetic and passionate about work when I am his age. And I'm not a social media person. I'm not posted this anywhere. I put it into the PPT because it really impacted my life. And then we knew that he's from Manipal, from Udupi, I'm from Mangalore. We started speaking in Tudu. And then he gave me the complimentary rasam, which could beat any manchav soup. And it was delicious, okay? I gulped it down that every last bit, I wanted to do this, but I couldn't, It was so amazingly delicious. I was there for a brunch, ate a masala dosa and tea. And then he gave me a complimentary rasam. Just because, it shows how wonderful the man is. Just, the connection between us was that Tulu that we spoke. And mind you, my Tulu is so broken and so bad. But still we managed to make friends. Despite of the age gap that we have, and I never know this. I don't even know if I'm ever going to meet him again. Why am I telling you this story is because all of us have this idea. I'm going to graduate and then get a good job and then it's done. Look at your seniors, your siblings, or people around, people who get a job. Have you seen a happy employee? Very rare not to find people. Very rare to find people who are employed. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. And you are also putting yourself into the same thing. Right? You know what is going to come. So please understand, one way you can break that rat race is by embracing entrepreneurship. But let me tell you, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not easy to start a business and sustain. It's not for everybody. But if you have it in you, please, why not? This is the age to take risk. This is not the age to take risk by investing in stocks and mutual funds. No. Take risk with yourself. I'm not telling you to go to the third floor and try with your Spider-Man. No, that's not what I mean. This is the time your parents or your siblings may not be so financially dependent on you at this age, right? So initially only try. Why not? If you pay, who cares? Society will anyways think about it. Take up a job later. Or take up a job for first 2 years. Campus recruitment, they're waiting for you to grab you and take you there. Take up a job. But 1 or 2 years work there. Equip yourself, invest in yourself. Don't stick around. Start something on your own. Because the best investment after investing in yourself is starting your own small business. And when I tell business, people only think about Tata, Elon Musk. No. There are so many good businesses out here making money, right? Please don't think about Mahindra, Anand Mahindra and Narayan Murthy and all that. Because the moment entrepreneurship and businessmen come, we are only thinking about those. No. I'm talking about any small business you can start. Engineers are famous for after engineering, start something. So you're the best people to do that. But please consider this very seriously. You're just in your first year. You don't have to join the rat race. You can break that chain. It's possible only if you make up your mind. And what's important is to develop those skills. Communication skills, public speaking skills, networking skills, leadership skills, adapting to different situations. These are the skills that you require. Only when you have campus recruitment, they will look at your certificates. Did you pass all the subjects? What are your marks? After that, you are left on the road. Yes or no? So it's your duty not to invest in yourself. So keep that apps and all those demat accounts aside and start investing in yourself first. Also, all the app people, all the stock people, please understand this. Okay, 89% of the individual traders, 9 out of 10 individual traders, especially in the derivative section, F&O segment, incurred losses. This was a study done by SEBI. Okay, who is SEBI? The regulator. This is the study that is made. I just didn't put it up, okay? You can Google this. On an average, the profits that the 11% made is 1.5 lakhs by continuously trading. The time, energy, and skills that you have put into trading, do you think it was worth 1.5 lakhs? And that to how many of them have got a positive return? Only 11%. 1 out of 10 has only made money. And this would really, I think, was Nitin Kamath? Yes, most of you know, very good. Okay? So he says, just 1% of active traders make more than bank fixed deposits over 3 years. And we are sitting there thinking we are the smartest people who can make money. Please understand this. Google the information if you want to. The study was made during the pandemic because during the pandemic, a lot of people had extra cash to just start trading and investing. So these are the people who are talking about this. If you don't agree with me, then look at this. It's Warren Buffett. You all know who is Warren Buffett? If you don't know, go home and Google. He says the best protection against inflation is your own earning power. If you are the best teacher, you will command earning power and get a share of the national economic pie, regardless of the value of the currency. The second best investment is a good company. It's considered to be one of the biggest and best investors in the world. And he is telling you this. Whatever you do, try to be best in that field. Don't try to multitask and all that. But if you are good in teaching, be a good teacher. Try to be a best teacher. You're a good engineer, try to be a best engineer in whatever field you have chosen. Don't multitask. Oh, I will make money over there. My job is here, but then I will make money somewhere else. Side hustle. Right? Side hustle is the thing. No, try to be best in whatever your profession is. An engineer or a doctor or a teacher, be the best. That is what will help you generate more income. That income can be invested to generate passive income. More on personal finance because I was not given enough time to go into in-depth into investments and how to do that. So you could just read this book called Let's Talk Money. Let's Talk Money by Monica Hallam. She's an Indian author and an amazing book. If you're really interested, curious to understand how money works, this is the book you have to read. And I'm giving you a book written by Indian author is because most of the books are all authored by US citizens, people in the US. And they write from their perspective. And I think this works for us. No. It may work, the principles are still the same. But for us, for an understanding, she gives amazing examples, which we can relate to as Indians, which we can apply in our daily life. And it's a very simple book, around 200 pages maybe, very, very easy to read also, read and understand. Also this is very, very important. I'm sure all these stock people, lab people, and you will have somebody who you will follow. I'm not even going to ask you, but I'm sure. All the influencers who we used to follow, the famous ones are now banned, half of them. The regulator. You don't even understand that they're making money by showing you the videos. They're rich because of that, but not because of the knowledge that they share. Promoters, yeah. Every 5 minutes, then there'll be some product, some app, some website, right? If you're not paid, if it comes for free, then you are the product. It's a very famous saying, no? Yeah. Please understand, all those financial gurus you follow are making money by making those videos and selling it to you. It is your duty to manage your money and create wealth. Don't blindly follow people. And if you think you are smart and intelligent, sorry. In personal finance, to create wealth, you need common sense, which is not common. Not intelligence. Sushil Kumar, the first story I told you? Yeah. Also, if you want to listen to another story? Yes? All of you are engineers, huh? You know Isaac Newton? Not personally, yeah, okay. You all know who is Isaac Newton, right? So there is this story of South Sea bubble. Okay, it's called the South Sea bubble if you want to Google it later. And during this British era, you remember before they colonized India, they used to send ships to search for places to colonize. And that time, of course, they would send ships too. And that was one of the businesses, building ships and sending people. And what used to happen is there was no loss in this business. If 50 ships were sent, 49 would be lost in the sea. Technology also was not advanced. No? So one would come back, but they wouldn't end up doing anything. So for years and centuries together, they have done that. Finally, they found India and other continents. Right? Remember? So in the 17th century, when Isaac Newton was there, British kingdom had no money. Why? They were spending on all these things. They had no money. Can the government come and tell me don't have money? So how to get money from the public? They showed shares. And the company's name was called South Sea. It was building ships. And Isaac Newton, the most intelligent man who walked on earth even then, was one of the richest. He was the top 1% richest people in Britain that time. He had a lot of money. But then when this was introduced, every person, if you are still students, come on, you are also into stocks and investing. So just imagine that time. Everybody, every party, every gathering would talk about stocks and the South Sea bubble stock. And how it is making money for everybody, and everybody is investing. Even when he is in the lab doing something, his lab assistants are also talking about the same thing. He goes to a party, same thing. Some political event, everybody is talking about the stock. And he feels lost. The FOMO, peer pressure. I also should be making money, no? So he also buys shares. But he's the most intelligent man. And he fails to understand what is happening. Okay, he says, I can manage to calculate the speed of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people. That's a statement he makes. I can calculate the speed of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people, he says. Because he doesn't know why people are investing, how markets are going up and making money. He don't know. So he said, okay, let me concentrate on my profession, forget all these things. He withdraws money and he makes money. But again, as you said, the greed factor. What's the name? Pramod, good. So as Pramod mentioned, the greed factor is all in all of us. He said, I'm going to stay away from this, but he was still pulled into it because everybody else was making money. So he takes more money out of this and he invests into the stock market. And one day the bubble bursts. That's why it's called the South Sea bubble. And everybody loses the money and they don't recover it. The stock market has crashed. So if someone like Isaac Newton, who is considered to be the most intelligent man who has ever walked on earth, couldn't figure out how stocks work, how markets work, do you think you are intelligent man, Isaac Newton? Yes? Congratulations. Yeah, I'll come after 10 years to see Aditya's portfolio. I'm not trying to compare or put you down. That's not my that's not what I want to do. But I want you to understand that intelligence and smartness has nothing to do with creating wealth. It's common sense that is important. Be it your career, be it your wealth creation, be it your investments, everywhere. Also, very important. Just like how we go to doctors when we have health issues, maybe a lawyer when there is something to do with legal issues, or a chartered accountant when it comes to your filing your returns and your finances. It's important to have a financial advisor if you don't know how money works and how money compounds. Please figure it out. Don't DIY when it comes to money. Lot of us actually lose money and don't know how things work is because we are all into DIY. Watching a video, we can become the richest people in the world. It doesn't work like that. Please understand. What's important is to understand the fundamentals of investing, the fundamentals of personal finance. Maybe you could start with reading that book I mentioned, Let's Talk Money by Monica Harlan. Good investing it's worth repeating. Good investing is not about making good decisions, it's about consistently not screwing up. Not making those mistakes is more important than doing those right things when it comes to creating wealth. I will read this out loud. I'm not going to explain, not going to ask you anything. I'm just going to read this out loud and please listen to this and try to make sense of this, okay? Your savings, it's called the pleasure of walking tall. Your savings, believe it or not, affect the way you stand, the way you walk, the tone of your voice, in short, your physical well-being and self-confidence. Agree? A man without savings is always running. He must take the first job offered or nearly so. He sits nervously on life's chairs because any small emergency throws him into the hands of others. Without saving, a man must be too grateful. Gratitude is a fine thing in its place, but a constant state of gratitude is a horrible place in which to live. A man with savings can walk tall. He may appraise opportunities in a relaxed way, have time for judicious estimates, and not be rushed by economic necessity. A man with savings can afford to resign from his job if his principles so dictate, and for this reason, he'll never need to do so. A man who can afford to quit is much more useful to his company and therefore more promotable. He can afford to give his company the benefits of his most candid judgment. A man always concerned about necessities such as food and rent can't afford to think in long-range career terms. He must dart to the most immediate opportunity for ready cash. Without savings, he will spend a lifetime of dodging. Make sense to you? A man with savings can afford the wonderful privilege of being generous in family or neighborhood emergencies. He can take a level stare into the eyes of any man, friend, stranger, or enemy. It shapes his personality and character. The ability to save has nothing to do with the size of income. Many high income people who spend it all are on a treadmill darting through life like minnows. The Dean of American Bankers, JP Morgan, once advised a young broker, take waste out of your spending. You'll drive the haste out of your life. Will Rogers put it this way: I would rather have the company of a janitor living on what he earned last year than an actor spending what he'll earn next year. If you don't need money for college or home or retirement, then save for self-confidence. The state of your savings does have a lot to do with how tall you walk. With this, I end my session. Oh yeah, I can sigh of relief that I'm over.
Yes.
Okay, guys. I still have some time, okay? If you have questions related to personal finance, please ask. You're ready to give on. I like that confidence. I am free. Any questions? Now, I actually didn't go deep into where should you invest, how should you invest, and all that because time.
You want to ask random questions after because I want to decide.
Okay, random questions, personal finance related?
No, anything that
Any random question related to personal finance? Anything to do with entrepreneurship if you want to ask? You please ask. This is your chance.
where can we approach for loans? You
For
can
what
ask
kind of
banks,
loans?
like, see, you want to start something, and say, I want to do some consulting in digital media or something. I mean, I'm thinking their perspective, they might not.
Do you really want to answer that question? Me to answer that question?
If you want to start your own company, say you want to do something in digital media or something, one laptop may not be enough. I don't know what you need or what you don't want to need. Like, say you want to, event media coverage or something like that. So you want to buy things. How can you go and approach asking for loans? Can you register your company? You people
I
are
would want a student to elaborate on this and ask me the question
Yeah.
so that I can answer it right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm doing a disservice. That's totally right. I was thinking that many of you had such kind of questions. You don't have.
So
We
that's
want
the
to come to
question.
start any company. There were a couple of people from the first year that same question when our previous entrepreneur had come. They had some things like this. When it's not able to articulate it.
You can ask me in Kannada, English, sorry, Hindi, Tulu also. Don't worry about the language. I'm not here to judge your language. Language is just a means of communication, so I'm not here to judge your language. So you can just stand up and ask me in any language you want. But not Malayalam and all, okay? I don't understand. What is the answer? How many of you are actually thinking about, I want to be independent, I want to have something of my own? Everybody, no questions, but everybody wants to be there. Anybody who is already into something, a part-time job at least, freelancing, weekends. Everybody wants to have a startup. You have not started yet, right?
Now, do you earn money by your or like on your own ventures? Like they need people to serve during these special occasions or something, catering. Okay, and if you've got if your home is somewhere close to these artisanal plantation, you need people to pay, spray, small things. Have you done those kind of things? They also give you money, so why are you hell bent on these kind of things?
If you are making money, then you are still doing something productive, economically. Why are you hesitant about these things? Because no job is big or small, no work is big or small. Because in our mind, it is like I have to be an engineer and do this. I'll be like, I can tell this in the society. When ma'am asks, you will all tell yes, you have been earning money. Why should we be hesitant about it? Why? This is how even the gender gap starts. Because we're hesitant and not okay with so many things we are doing. Be proud of whatever you're doing. Right? So if you have questions, ask me. If I can answer, I will tell you. If I don't, I will not. I will tell you I don't have an answer. Nothing? Okay. Okay. I had some videos to show you, but oh, I can hear that. I can hear that. I know that you're really tired. I'm not going to show you. It's not worth showing it to you. Sorry.
Killjoys.
I could show it to you. Do you want me to? Yes. Yes? Yes. Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the least you could do is say please. What kind of people?
It's a 4-minute video, okay?
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming to help us conduct this experiment today. We were of different ages, you need to stand in line. Now I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. If your answer is a yes, step forward. If it's a no, please step back. Here goes. Ready? Did you learn how to ride a bicycle before the age of 10? Did you learn music in school? Did you take any lessons in sports? And no, video games are not a sport, even if it has the word game in it. Did you learn how to iron your clothes while still in school? Take a step forward. If not, take a step back. If you can make tea or breakfast, not just for yourselves, please step forward. If not, take a step back.
At the beginning, I think the questions were more general. People were still going forward and backward. Questions like, it was funny to see the cooking question. There were a lot of men who went ahead and the women who were going behind.
Do you usually make all the household bill payments yourself? Do you know the circle rate in your area? Do you know the price of gold today? Do you know the exact breakup of your salary?
As the questions unfolded, the stark difference came out visibly.
Do you know the details of the financial documents you're asked to sign? Have you bought a vehicle in your own name without consulting anybody? Have you bought insurance policies unassisted? Do you watch or follow the budget?
Like you think you're doing okay, but then you're like, okay, these are kind of important things that I don't look at.
Do you manage your own finances and earnings unassisted? Do you know how to invest in mutual funds? Do you know the difference between a mutual fund and an SIP? Do you make the investments for your family members or your spouse? Do you file your own income tax return? Now, everyone who's in front, could you please turn around and look behind you? Initially, when you guys started moving, there wasn't such a big gap. My question is, when did this gap start to occur?
The minute the questions became about managing money, the gap between men and women became very clear and evident.
Women handling certain responsibilities regarding their own life, which were always passed on to someone else in the family or men.
There was a slight unfairness I realized at that time, but at that point it seemed normal. I was upset. I wanted to be at the front of the line. Saying, why don't I know this? Why am I not confident enough to say yes, I am able to understand this? It was quite an eye opener for me because I always depended on the men of the family to take care of my investments and plan my future.
I felt that obviously men are more into it than women. So eventually, I did expect the gap to be there.
Over the years growing up, there were certain very traditionally masculine tropes that were assigned for him, and certain traditionally feminine tropes that were assigned for me.
For women, it's practically debarred to learn to know and to focus on money.
I wish I had known from the beginning of my childhood and I kind of thought about that I would be doing so much better.
Just actionable measures is what we want really.
Just want all of you to understand that the gap starts from small things. Okay, from here also. It's very important to understand that all of you men, we have women at home. Okay, it's our responsibility. Tomorrow your spouse, you may have daughters, so it is our responsibility to educate them, make them feel comfortable and help them out. It is not only women's duty to educate women and tell, oh, we are all together. It's both of our genders' duty to uplift each other. Okay, at the same time, it is our women's duty also to acknowledge the men whatever they do. I do acknowledge that. So maybe this Women's Day, let us make it a point to make sure that we do this for the woman that matters to us. Can we? Yes? Educate her something about personal finance. Maybe help her travel alone. Can we do that? Yes. Yes? Thank you so much.
So today is Women's Day. Okay. Yeah. No, it is not. Today is 6th. So on the eve of Women's Day, 2 days before we have done this. It was actually not intentional. Anyways.
You did something?
Huh?
You did something?
No. I was just saying that what's being projected is not what I wanted. 1 minute. Let it be there, no problem.
Oh, that was interesting.
Just click on it. Let's stay.
I will not.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not the girls, but you'll be getting a goodie each. But the thing is, I want you to stay back for 1 more minute. So before that, I want Subramanya to come on stage and kindly, yes. Here's your. Might you want to go there? Okay. Place on record our gratitude that we have Well, kindly
Before we conclude today's enlightening talk, a word of appreciation to all who made this event possible. Firstly, I wish all the ladies a happy Women's Day in advance. Thank you, Ms. Sapna Shenoy, for enlightening us and guiding us towards a brighter future, that is Finance Institute. A sincere thank you to our branch counselor, Ms. Ashwini Halla, and to the technical support rendered by Mr. Aditya for the streaming of the event. Staff and all the coordinators for ensuring the smooth coordination of the event. Thank you to the deans, HODs, faculty staffs, students for active participation. I hope you had a fruitful session. I, Subramanya Baliga, wish to place on record to all the people who made this day possible. Signing off. Heartfelt gratitude. Thank you all.
Yes, please. Can I have a photo outside with our IEEE banner? And you can take your goodies. How would it be? Would it be better with you people standing where you are over here or like, and me taking the selfie? That would be good. Yeah, stand over. Come a little closer. Somebody has to take a